Hi guys, Tracy here, and my Scraptastic kits for November just arrived the other day. And I just completed the share videos for them, so they will be up hopefully before you see this one. And so now I'm going to do an Out with the Old kit video, which is it's kind of like a kill-a-kit video. So I'm going to show you guys oops, that doesn't belong there. What I have left over from my kit. So for October, I had the Never Tear Us Apart main kit, and I also had the add-on, and I also had the Blackbird add-on because I wanted to do a little bit of Halloween scrapbooking as well. I ended up only getting one layout done with this add-on. So I'm going to show you that first. So this is the layout that I did with the add-on. I didn't really get to make the most use of all of the papers in this add-on, but I do have some pictures left to scrapbook from this Halloween. This is a picture from last Halloween, and so oftentimes when it comes to Halloween, around like before Halloween, when I'm getting excited about all the nice new products that are out this year, I'll do a couple of layouts of last year's pictures, and then after Halloween is over, I'll do a couple more of this year's pictures. So I'm actually not going to unkit this at this point because I might make another couple. I definitely will make another couple of layouts with this. So I'm just going to show you what I have left over because technically this kit did not really get killed this month, so I'm sure that I will use it, but just not quite yet. So I'm going to put it all aside, but this is the stamp set that came with it, so obviously I'm going to keep that. I cut up some of the papers because I was going to pre-do a couple of layouts and use these as kind of places where I would put the photo later, but I didn't get a chance to do that. I was going to use these pieces, which actually didn't come in the kit. They were from a previous kit. I was going to do some punching on it, but I didn't do that yet. That'll be for one of those future layouts. Came with these really nice enamel dots that I used but didn't completely finish up. I have a couple of pieces of this Happy Haunting paper left over, which is really pretty. I have lots of letter stickers left over to use on my upcoming layouts. This was not in the kit, that was just a piece of vellum from my stash. There are lots of these Glitz Designs die cuts left over, so I'll be sure to use up lots of those. I used 2 of these stickers, but there's still lots of them left. I was hoping to do some cards with these, but I didn't get a chance to do any. So I might actually make some cards and put them away for next year because Halloween is such a busy time that it might be nice to have some pre-made Halloween cards for the kids' teachers and stuff like that. A little tiny bit of this paper is left. There's a fair bit of this paper. Oh, there's more of that first paper. And that's the Teresa Collins, and this is a Glitz Design. And I didn't cut into this one at all. This is the one with that glitter. It was quite messy. The glitter left a mess all over everything, so I kept it kind of face down so that it wouldn't get glitter everywhere. I actually really love this paper. I love the glitter side of it, but I also really love that side of it. So I will definitely, I have at least 2 layouts to make for Halloween still because my husband took pictures of my girls separate. So I like to make a separate layout for each kid at Halloween. So I'm just going to put all of this stuff aside. I'm not going to unkit it at this point because, as I said, I'll still make more layouts out of it. So here's what I have left of the Never Tear Us Apart kit. I'm going to share with you guys the layouts that I created with that. So this layout came from the other kit. These are the layouts I made with the Never Tear Us Apart kit. So I made this one called Bike and Bean. There's a process video for this one. So this is the second layout that I made with the Never Tear Us Apart kit. I think this cardstock might be from the Blackbird kit. And yeah, so this was a pretty basic layout. It features some photos that my husband took, and whenever I do layouts of his photos, I usually keep the scrapbooking embellishments to minimal because I want the photos to kind of really speak for themselves. And so that's what this one was. And let's see, what else do I have in my little pile here? I have this one. I think there's a process video for every single one of these. So this one is called Off to School We Go, and there's a process video for this one, and it just has lots of little layers. This one was a really fun one to do. I like the splatters, they were fun. And this is one that I did for the Scraptastic blog. The challenge was to use lots of little tags, and the kit came with a package of chic tags as well as a bunch of ormolu cut apart tags, and so I put them all across this side, and then I just did a little bit of layering over on this side. So there is a process video for this one as well. And then this one you probably haven't seen yet, but this is a quick sneak peek of it. This is a very layered layout, and you will be able to see the process video of this next week. It's going to be a layering tutorial on the Scraptastic blog, and there will be a process video as well as a kind of like a tutorial type of video. I'm not sure if it will be a two-part video where one will be the process video all by itself and the first video will be just kind of like talking about layering principles, or if I'll just sandwich it all together. Anyhow, we'll see, I guess. So that's one that you'll see. So I don't have a ton of leftovers actually. I have some enamel dots, I have a bit of string. Obviously when you get a roll of washi tape there's always leftovers. I've got like 2 wood veneers and 1 potty person boy. So those things will go in my, I will put these in my wood veneer little, I'll show you how I store my wood veneers. I put them in these cases that I'll clip together, and they're see-through, so you can kind of see what kind of shapes are in there. And I have one that I just keep miscellaneous shapes in. I think it's this one. Looks like mostly cameras and stuff, but there's some birds and feathers and stuff in there too, and houses. So I will probably put these in there. I might put it in with my arrows though, I can't quite decide. So, and then this boy, I'm not sure what I'll do with him, but I will probably, you know what, I might put him in with the potty people, even though he's not wood veneer. He's a potty person, so I might put him in there. But I have a place where I keep my twine, so I'll put that in there. And then of course I have a place where I keep my washi tape. And I keep my enamel dots in one of these. It's like the same kind of container as this, but it's just a bigger one, and I just don't put the lid on it, and then I just slide in my enamel dots like that. I like to not have the cardboard pieces in between them, so I can see at a quick glance what colors I have, and then I can go through and grab that orange one if that's what I want or whatever. I have lots of different ones. So and then because I kind of challenged myself and the Scraptastic club members to use a lot of tags, I don't have a lot of tags left over from this kit. So of that whole package of chic tags, I only have 4 of those left over. And then I have 4 of these ormolu cut apart tags. And you know, they really come, these kits come chock full of this kind of little embellishment, which is really handy to have on hand. And so it's really good that I got to use that many of them. And then I also have this die cut that says laughter left over that I'll put with my die cuts. So I'll put all of those over with my die cuts. I have some empty dishes now to put my next kit in. This was the freebie that you get with your, if you order 2 kits in a row. It is copper pearl liquid pearls, and this was really fun to work with. I used it as a paint at one point. So I'm just going to put this up with my liquid mediums. There's only 1 of these frames left. These were from Jilly Bean. And I keep my frames in a little drawer over here, so I'm just going to stick that in there. And obviously I have a stamp set left that will go in with my stamp set. What I do with my Scraptastic stamp sets is I keep them all here, and what I will, because I don't keep them in the packages, I like to know which set this is, so I'll write the Never Tear Us Apart right here with a slick writer marker, and that way when I'm using them I know which one to, you know, I always get a lot of questions, what stamp is that? So then I can kind of just, this is what it looks like. I'll write it like that on the edge of it. So I'll do that before I put that in. Okay, so now I'll show you the paper that I have left over from this kit. As usual, I have lots of cardstock left over. Some people use more cardstock than others. I'm not a huge cardstock user, so this is actually not too bad. I have, I think I have both pieces of this yellow and almost 2 full pieces of the peach salmon color, and I still have that beautiful piece left over. It's like a sparkly, I love that. I'm not sure why I didn't get a chance to use it, but I'll use it in a card or something at some point. So the cardstock all goes in my paper cardstock area of my Jetmax cubes. And then I'll show you what full pieces I have left over. So I have 2 full pieces of paper. So didn't use much of this despite the fact that I love it. So this will definitely be used. It'll go into my shelf that I keep transparencies on. I used a bunch of these cameras. I used them one as a strip and then I cut out a couple of individual ones. So this is an awesome paper that will go into my scraps. These, I love this wood grain, so this will go probably, instead of trying to use these, I'll put it this way and put it in my neutral scrap drawer. I have 2 neutrals. I have one that's black, whites, and grays, and then one that's browns and beiges, so this will go into my browns and beige. Didn't get to use as much of this as I would have liked because I actually love this pattern and I love the colors. So this will probably go upright this way in my colorful. I have a scrap drawer that is dedicated to just multicolored papers that doesn't have one dominant color, so that's what drawer that will go into. This will go into my black, white, and gray neutrals. This will probably go into my beige neutrals or maybe into my pinks. I don't know, I like both sides of that. Oh, here's another full piece, so that'll go into my full pieces. I also really like that, and these 2 will probably go together in the same scrap drawer. Actually, this will go in my full piece area of my scrap room. This will go in my blue scrap drawer. This will go in with my browns. This will go in with my yellows, or maybe my neutrals. Maybe I'll put that in with my neutrals. With my browns, beiges. And then these I'll probably just throw away. I'll probably keep that and just throw away those things. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do with my leftovers. And now I'm all ready to fill up my trays with this month's kit. So thanks so much for watching. Again, here are my layouts. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one that you haven't seen yet, 6 layouts this month. So that's kind of a average month for me. I usually do about 6 a month with these kits. So take care, everybody, and have a great scrappy week. Oops, I completely forgot to show you guys what was left hanging on my pegboard left over from this kit. So I used this set of stickers for 1 title, so there's still lots of letters here for additional titles for future layouts. I used this set of letter stickers, these are thickers, for 2 titles, so there's still lots left for future layouts, so I'll put those in with my letter stickers. And I didn't use a ton of these stickers from crepe paper, but I really love them and I probably will use them. And I didn't use any of these fancy pants stickers either. Again, I do love them, but I just didn't use them for whatever reason. So these will go in my sticker drawer where I keep my leftover little stickers. This just goes to show that there's so much stuff in these kits that even, you know, making a concerted effort to use it all up in a month, you know, there's lots and lots in these kits. So anyhow, thanks so much for watching and have a good scrappy month.